Hey, what's up, everyone? I had told the world, or the world that listens to me on Instagram, that I was going to talk about my back injury. We were planning to do it in a podcast, but that kind of fell through. But I feel like I said I would do it, so I'm going to do it. I will still have my co host, John Ostos and Cody Mock, with me. They will be sitting in. So, yeah, I recently got some MRI results back about a back injury that I've been dealing with for about a year, specifically for about a year. But for most of my training career, I've had some hints of this injury just progressively getting worse through the years. My MRI results came back that I had a herniated disc and two bulging discs. Now, if you were to say that to another powerlifter, they're going to be like, and if you say that to an average person, they're going to be like, oh, wow, do you need surgery for that? So, serious injury, no. Annoying injury, yes. Annoying because although at the time when your discs are angry and flared up for whatever reason, there is a lot of pain and discomfort for a few days to maybe a week. But every time it happened, it would put me back about 2 months to get back. And you get 3 or 4 of those happening in a year, you're not going to get a whole lot of progress made. So my whole year last year was spent hurting myself, falling back, catching up, hurting myself, catching up, falling back, hurting myself. So that's how that went. We were my chiropractor Chris at Venture Chiropractic was speculating that it was a bulging disc, so we were treating it as such. Just getting the results back kind of gave us some proof, some hard proof right in our face of what it was specifically, and the one of the bulging discs and were pushing on nerves or pushing on a nerve, and that story will come into play here soon. So what does this mean? I basically had to relearn how to squat and deadlift. I have been bracing the wrong way for 13 years. Now, whether I misinterpreted it or not, all the pillars of the community in powerlifting, the people who were supposed to know everything, always said, push your belly out as far as you can and arch your back as hard as you can. So, what did I do for 12 years? I pushed my belly out as far as I could and arched my back as hard as I could. This got me a super rounded lower back, really bad lordosis, and basically I was using my spine to support my spine, which is wrong. You need to have your spine supported by the structures, muscular, uh, muscular, the muscles around your spine that are supposed to support your spine and not your spine support your spine. So, squatting over 1,000 pounds for 8 years was wrong. At least doing it that way. So, we figured out what the problem was. It's how I was bracing. Basically, I had to relearn how to lift with a neutral spine. I had heard neutral spine for a long time, but I didn't like the people who were selling it, so I didn't buy much into it. So, now I need to learn how to brace with my whole core, 360, not just push my belly out as hard as I can, but I need to brace everything, obliques, erectors, the front, everything. So now, instead of pushing my belly out as hard as I can, I'm getting a huge breath and bringing my belly in, reinforcing my spine, with all of your ab muscles, obliques, and then your erectors, trying to create a 360 brace and trying to keep your spine relatively straight as opposed to this wicked arch. The first couple of months, it was horrible. It felt weak, it felt wrong, it felt awful. And I didn't really buy it until I got to a meet in November, and I actually put up my second highest total ever off of about 6 weeks of training because I hurt myself too I hurt myself in August. In August, September, I was out 2 months, not training. And October, November, that's like 6 weeks there. I had actual training to get to the meet, and I hit the second highest total I've ever hit, kind of. I beat the up call on my squat on my third squat. It wasn't a strength issue. I just beat the up call and it got called high. So had that squat counted, it would have been the second highest total. So I did the squat, didn't get hurt, but I did end up hurting myself the next day. The bowl of fettuccine. Other than Michael Scott, I think I'm the only person to ever get taken out by a bowl of fettuccine. Um, yeah, we were eating at the Cheesecake Factory to celebrate, and I leaned forward to take a bite, and I felt the worst pain in my back I've ever felt in my life. It literally felt like somebody stabbed me with a red hot poker in my spine, and I almost choked on my food. It jolted me so hard. And that was a new pain I'd never felt before, and I was down for over 2 months after that one, and finally we decided to get the MRI because of this, and then found that, in fact, two of the discs were pushing on nerves. So when I sat forward, I brushed up on a nerve, which apparently your body does not like, and it reacts accordingly. So I finally know what's wrong. Two bulging discs and a herniated disc. We have been rehabbing this and taking care of this as if that was the problem anyway. Um, so nothing we were doing is going to change. The only thing that changed was my belief and my willingness to get on board with the changing the way I brace program. And since then, it's basically been a straight shot up. There was a hiccup here about a week and a half ago, which set me back for a few days. But I've since bounced back faster. I'm starting to buy into it. I have noticed on squats that I actually get to depth a lot faster, significantly faster. Like it feels like I just break my knees and then I'm there already. So already it's shown in squat to make me more efficient. So going forward, the plan is to continue to work on bracing the right way. Huge emphasis on my obliques, and I'm doing a lot of stuff right now to make myself more of an athlete. So when it comes time to train under Shane's program, I have a little bit of a base, a gas tank to where I can start training hard again. And that's just a lot of belt squat, a lot of reverse hyper. I basically live in the belt squat. So that's basically what's going down with my back. Currently, right now, I am in the mindset of competing in July. I haven't signed up for the meet yet, but there's a meet in July in Illinois that is where my focus is going to be. I feel like I have enough time between now and then to where if I don't have any major mistakes or stupid hiccups, I should be able to put up a PR total. That being said, my friend Angela Yeo, IFBB Pro bodybuilder, she had asked to talk about the mental side of training and coming back from an injury. The only thing that I can really think to say about that is I went 6 or 7 years without getting a PR. Now, can you imagine, going 6 or 7 years and not getting better and still showing up and trying to have the same amount of enthusiasm? A lot of people can't comprehend not getting a PR or signs of growth after like a month or two. And just imagine 5 or 6 or 7 years without any improvement. That is where, I'm obviously disciplined and I have passion for what I do. When you have discipline and passion, it takes a lot of the unwillingness to do it out of it, because it was never okay if I go another 6 months and don't PR, I'm done, or I'm just gonna get sick of it at some point. It was never it was never if I got another PR. It was just like when, and I didn't care when because I knew it was gonna happen. So with situations like that, or more acute situations where you're dealing with something and you're frustrated, I have found that when you are at your wits' end and you are ready to quit, just say to yourself, give it a day. You know, you may feel like you can't take it anymore, but just try to make it to tomorrow. And when tomorrow comes, if you're not feeling any better, just think to yourself, okay, I just have to make it till tomorrow. This is something that has helped me tremendously. There are lots of days where I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do that anymore. Or, I'm sick of my job and I want to quit. Or, I'm sick of powerlifting. I want to quit. If I just tell myself, just get through today. And generally, the next day when I wake up, I don't have those strong feelings, like those strong desires to quit. Like my mindset has either changed or calmed or what. I woke up feeling better. So, you know, it kind of scares me to think, had I quit, knowing now that if I would have just waited that one day, it would have been fine. So, if there's any advice I can offer about the mental side of training, is when you are dealing with lack of progress or motivation, or you don't know if you want to do this anymore, or if it's just getting hard and you're reevaluating your goals with it, just give it one more day. And then after that day comes by, just say, okay, I just have to make it through this one more day. And eventually, the more you do that, it's going to work out. You will find it a lot easier to work through some of those dry spells. So that's really all I have to say about the mental aspect. It was kind of a broad question. If I had more specific questions about how to deal with things mentally, it might have been a little bit easier, but it was kind of a broad question. A very good question, Angela. But that's my answer for that. So right now, I am currently training for a meet in July in Illinois, and I am on the up, and training seems to be going very well right now. And with any luck, I feel like a PR total is definitely there for me if I'm ready to take it. So, thank you very much for your time.